We start the show with Manchester United's search to sign new players. Adrien Rabiot is one player they're targeting with an agreement in principle to sign the Juventus midfielder. There's still some way to go, though personal terms are yet to be discussed. Right, Mark, what will he bring to Manchester United?
Let's start with some positivity, because I know off the
someone's got to do it.
Exactly. I know off the back of the weekend, Manchester United fans will be on the floor at the moment and won't be particularly excited about their transfer activity. However, this man is a proven winner. He knows how to put trophies in the cabinet. That's what he's been doing throughout his career. I think that's the first and most important point to make on this situation. Whilst he was at PSG, he won 18 titles, 5 of those Ligue 1 titles. So he knows how to get the job done. He's also, of course, played in Serie A as well with Juventus. He won 3 titles whilst he was there as well. So significant pedigree when it comes to winning things. He's played for big clubs as well in PSG and Juventus, as well as Toulouse. So he knows what it's like to have the pressure of the fan base playing for a big club where, you know, winning 9 out of 10 games is acceptable and anything less is unacceptable. So he's dealt with that pressure throughout his career. I think that's really important. And the fact that he's got experience is going to be vital at this stage for Erik ten Hag. Let's take a little look at the statistics for him last season, just to give you an indication as to what he was like. And this, of course, is when he was in Serie A last season. 32 games. No goals, but he's a midfielder, a couple of assists. I think the key thing, though, there is the passing accuracy at 83%. And that's what Manchester United need at the moment. And that's how he compares to those other Manchester United midfielders. You can see against McTominay and Fred, Jules 1, 7.3 compared to 7.6 and 5.7. The tackles 2.5, which is roughly the same as McTominay, and then the dribbles pass as well, not quite as good. But the one thing I go back to, and it's the way we started the show, silverware and experience, and that is what Manchester United need right now.
Yeah. Well, the dribble pass is a good one. You want to be as low as that's possible when you're a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, he's a player that will help out the United centre-backs. He shows for it. He's a deep line playmaker, number 6, who can also split the lines, and he's very press resistant as well. So he is the profile of player, again, trying to remain positive about it. He's a profile player that Manchester United should be aiming for. Obviously, we know about their chase for Frankie de Jong, but he's a player that will definitely come in and do a job. Like you say, he's got experience at the highest level of football. And also, he's a man that spent a little bit of time in Manchester already. He was in Man City's academy.
A long time ago, that was, wasn't it? Yeah.
He was there for a few months. So he's accustomed to life in the Northwest. So I think, despite the other issue that may come with Adrien Rabiot, he will be a player that will fit into the Manchester United system and definitely help out those centre-backs in Lisandro Martinez and Harry Maguire when they look to play out the back.
How have the fans reacted, though, Emma? That's the thing.
Be positive.
I'm going to say not well. This is where the positivity ends. For a little bit of context, right? Typed Adrien Rabiot into Twitter. The top tweet, the most liked tweet from yesterday, one of the guys from 90 Min has tweeted saying Adrien Rabiot would be a statement signing from Man United if that statement is, we have no idea what we're doing. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of the feeling amongst Manchester United fans at the moment, and certainly since this Rabiot news came out anyway. We know that Erik ten Hag, he wants to add quality in midfield. Manchester United have needed quality in midfield for some time, and certainly that performance against Brighton as well really kind of sharpened that focus. But yes, it's addressing a problem area in the squad, but is he of the quality that Manchester United are looking for or need? This is a player, of course, who Juventus, well, they're willing to let him go, and he's got no other logical suitors at the moment. We know that move for Frankie de Jong doesn't seem like it's getting much closer at the moment. It's something that has been going on for months and months and months, it seems, at this point. And Manchester United, they're lacking bodies at the moment. You've got to remember, they let a whole load of players go for free this summer. The likes of Paul Pogba, Nemanja Matic, Juan Mata, Edison Cavani. The list goes on and on and on. So, look, the closer they're getting to deadline day, you feel like there's an air of desperation around Manchester United at the moment as well. And I know you talked about the trophies that he's won, and you look at it and think, well, he's worked under some world-class managers as well. Think about PSG, the likes of Carlo Ancelotti, probably Thomas Tuchel during his time as well. Worked for world-class managers at Juventus, Didier Deschamps at France as well. So they must be seeing something. That's my little bit of positivity for you,
I was going to say, you were ruining my bit of positivity.
I know, I'm sorry.
I think you make a really interesting point there. And with regards to Manchester United and that midfield area, they knew back in February and March that the chances of Paul Pogba leaving were high, that Jesse Lingard would leave was high, that Juan Mata leaving was high, Nemanja Matic, you know, that should have been, you know, that was obvious well before the season finished. So therefore, you'd be looking at the situation thinking that was their priority position that they absolutely needed to strengthen. On the first day of the window, they should have had one or maybe two midfielders lined up ready to rock and roll.
They might have done, but then they didn't have a manager, did they? So the manager, if the manager's come in and said, I know you've done all that work, but I don't want those players, they have to back the manager.
Well, that was the whole point of bringing Ralph, was to oversee that transition from him managing the club into the new managerial appointment, and so that there was more of a seamless transition, but it just didn't seem to work.
And we're also saying that he'd fit into the United system, but where does he fit into this United strategy? What is the United strategy at the moment?
That's the main point. There doesn't seem to be a strategy. It's very scattergun, and now they're chasing their own tail. The season has started. They started the season with Fred and McTominay in the double pivot. Obviously, United fans are not happy about that. So there seems to be panic buyers at the moment. We see the players that are linked with whether it be Rabiot, whether it be Arnautovic, and it doesn't seem like there's a clear vision at Manchester United, which is very worrying as the season's already started.
But who they have been, as you rightly say, Emma, they have been going for Frenkie de Jong all summer. Manchester United are still pushing to sign him. Are you surprised that they haven't just given up on this one yet, given how long it's taken?
I think this says two things about their current situation and their strategy and philosophy on Frenkie de Jong. Number one, we know that he was Erik ten Hag's #1 choice to fill that midfield role. He was their primary target. It was, let's get Frenkie de Jong at all costs. He is the man I want for this Manchester United midfield. So the fact that they're sticking to their guns is honourable. However, the fact that this has been going on for weeks and weeks and months also suggests that perhaps they don't have a plan B that they're comfortable with going to. You've seen it with other football clubs, Chelsea this summer, West Ham this summer. They've identified targets. When they haven't got them, they've moved on to the next one.
Yeah, but then is this a case of surely they wouldn't still be in it if they didn't think this was still a possibility?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can come back to.
I believe
surely they would.
Ultimately, they believe that Barcelona will have to eventually get rid of Frenkie de Jong, or Frenkie de Jong will eventually have to leave Barcelona. He's a player that was at the fulcrum of that Ajax side that made the Champions League semi-final in 2019 under Erik ten Hag. So obviously he's clearly a player that ten Hag wants to bring in. Ten Hag, if you see the transfers he's made this summer, they're players that he recognises from Eredivisie. He's very familiar with what Frenkie de Jong can do. So I can understand why they would play the waiting game, but time is of the essence. We've only got a few weeks left in the transfer window. And if they don't get this deal done and they don't bring in a number 6 to fulfil that role, then they could be in serious trouble in terms of trying to qualify for those European places.
Interesting, because Andy Mitten, who is very much a man in the know when it comes to Manchester United, saying yesterday, I'm more optimistic of him signing and joining United than I was a week ago. So
interesting.
Maybe he's got some information.
Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, Manchester United, it's our understanding that they've always felt that a deal can be done on this one, and I guess they're just biding their time and think, well, if it does happen, it'll be worth it.